So with the walk that I take each morning, often I go in the direction that you see before us, that sort of paved road, and then just off to the side, to the left here, is a path, and the path goes through what I call the fence. I just dropped off the side of the hill down into the ravine, and I am going to be doing a walk this morning that's sort of almost like a figure 8 in a sense. So I'm going to take you along, and we're going to head out. That's that road that comes down through and across. Used to be one of the old main roads in this neck of the woods. That's the Creek Valley, and we're going to head through that gate around to the right into the forest, and then down along through there. This is the connecting path to one of the main pathways through. It was put in as a connector when they built a new bridge in the area. We're going to head to the left, this direction, and through the woods over a little bridge that goes across the creek that comes through. And through the bush, you might just be able to see the silverish color of the new bridge they built in. That's for the road. I want to just acknowledge where George is walking. This is the path bridge that has always been here for as many years as I know. And it goes through the creek that flows down through this area here. What's really interesting is to watch the grass grow and how much it grows over the course of a couple of weeks. Once a little rain hits it, it just sort of seems to just take off and fills in the pathway. Often it's quite stark in here, except for the wonderful trees, the trembling aspen and the balsam poplar that are scattered all through here with the occasional spruce. It's just a wonderful little walk. Get tucked in here. You don't usually hear a lot, except pick up some of the birds and that, but it's kind of early in the morning. I don't think they're necessarily up and chirping away, because I can't hear anything this morning. So great thing is, walking beside the creek, you can every once in a while hear the little babble as it goes over rocks, and see how trees have fallen in, and some of the trees are still alive. But there's an unfortunate aspect when some elements of the woods become known to others, that they receive so much love that they actually hurt it. And here's a tree that's recognized on the guides in the town as being a special tree, and unfortunately what's happened is it's received so much attention that it's lost all of its soil. Now, one thing is, you can certainly see the root system, but at the same time it's being totally exposed to all manners of weather and that, and certainly taking its toll. Sometimes we can love something so much that we actually hurt it. Here's the path just before we head over the creek. But what's really wonderful is it's over a red bridge. It's sort of an interesting sight when you sort of walk around the corner and all of a sudden there's a red bridge to cross. Someone either had some humor or not quite sure. I'm trying to track down why someone would have painted the bridge red. But that's okay. And as we come out of the creek, there is the stairs we're going to climb, and then we're going to walk along the top of the ridge up there. The stairs. Up we go. Here's the top of the ridge, the rock face. Looking down into the valley, you can pick up the sun. That's the east. That's the walkway, main walkway that comes through. I'm standing on top of the ridge on the rocks. Continues down through and in towards the town site. You can just see the top of the stairs. And then there's Georgia and my long shadow. But I appreciate the holes in the rocks. Years ago when rain came through and the river and all that formed all these kind of holes and crevices. Just something about natural beauty, about what nature is doing. Sort of a counterpoint to what I call a human-built world and the nature-grown planet, and how we get to interact with both of them. At one time I would walk up through the grassland here, up through the ground juniper, some of the shrubs to the top, go over the ridge, and then sort of make my way back to the home that way. But unfortunately up top there now is a staging area for building the big infrastructure cloverleaf. But I don't get up there anymore. And occasionally along the walk, you just drop off from the path, find another little path, and in you come into some little nooks and crannies. And this one is built into the rock face, where a couple of spruce have made their home, and where a lot of people have come to sit and think, probably have even maybe their first kiss. It's a great little location, quiet. Walking along, and another one of the little bridges that have built from the drainage of the water, because it was taking out the path. If I go around too much more, pick up more sun than anything. At one time, the path was a walking path, and you came up, went down, and then they built in a new construction of a path for bikes. So this has just been brought in over the last year. I just want you to walk with me. This is one of those parts of the path that I just find magical. There's just something about it. You can sort of see the windingness of it, the trees present, and if they hadn't cut back the trees for walking, but you can see a little bit of that coming up. There used to be a lot of hanging over the branches, and you'd be ducking underneath them. You get a little bit of a feel of it coming up here. You may not have to duck under them, but I do. But it's just a a wonderful, wonderful part of the path. So I'm on the trail that is on the south side of the creek, and that being the north-facing slope. And we're going to head along here east up into the sun that will be rising through different sections of it. But in through here at one point in time was a little railway and roads for pulling out lumber and some mining that took place. So there's an interesting history, and I'm sort of diving into it, trying to figure out a little bit about that and which side the railway is on. And it's kind of interesting to dig into the history of the area in which you walk, and I hope you get an opportunity to do that yourself. This is a portion of the road. I'm heading west. I'll be picking up a path, and I'll be heading right and going up. It'll be a place where I'll be huffing and puffing, so I won't do a lot of videoing at that point in time. Probably catch me at the bottom and at the top. But I kind of like this pic because it's my long shadow. So I'm at a juncture here. There's a path just to the left, sort of switchback style, goes up to the top. There's the hill area. There's another path here, and where you see that tree to the right, the top of the knoll, there's another little top up there. That's where I'm headed. Well, with a little huff and puff, I made it to the top of Trembling Tor. It's named after the trembling aspen that are here at the top of this hill. And I had to stop a couple of times coming up today. That's okay. Sometimes I can make it all the way in one go. Today I just sort of took it easy and just enjoyed myself. So this is Trembling Tor.